Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Y'all, today I'm going to show you very quickly how I can make my own custom rubber stamps. Stay tuned. Welcome to my channel. I am so glad that you decided to stop by, and welcome to all of my new friends and to all of my new subscribers. Welcome back to all of my longtime friends and longtime subscribers. Thank you all so much for choosing to be here with me today. So I used to have a custom stamp a long time ago, but I lost it and I never got around to ordering another one. Well, now I can make my own. And I'm going to be able to make my own using this little beauty right here, the LP2. So y'all, this is going to be a laser video. So if you're one of the ones who's not interested in seeing me do laser videos, go ahead and click off now. I'll catch you later in the next paper crafting video. It's okay because not everything that I do is going to be for everyone. But for those of you who are interested in watching me make my own custom rubber stamp, the LP2 is going to make that extremely possible for me to do. And it's going to be so simple. So what I have here is some rubber, and I got this rubber from Amazon. It is designed for creating rubber stamps. And all we do is just cut off a piece to the size that we want, and then we place it on the laser. Now I am going to share with you what I'm doing in the Laser Pecker design space so that if anyone is interested, you'll know exactly how I did mine. So I have placed the rubber right here, and we are now in the Laser Pecker design program. So what I did was I selected the text button, and when I hit it, I typed in Posh Paper Lady. So to make my stamp, I am going to highlight this, then I'm going to right click, and I'm going to come down to the selection that says Rasterize. I'll do that again. I'll do that again so that you can see what I'm doing. Right here it says Rasterize, and I'm going to select that. Then I'm going to highlight one more time so that it brings in the effects button. And I am going to hit the down arrow so I can have my selections. And I want the one that says stamp. So when I select stamp, you can see that it flipped my words for me. So that makes it possible for the laser pecker to know that everything that is light needs to be raised, because that is going to be the impression that needs to be stamped. So then over here, I'm going to select my material, and y'all, I selected leather because I didn't see a selection for rubber. So I selected leather. And then after playing around with it for a while, this is what I found worked best for me. So I'm going to do 5 passes. I'm going to keep my power at 100, and then my depth, I am going to set my depth at 19. And the reason why I'm setting my depth so deep is because I want to make sure that my impression is so raised that when I use the ink adheres to the impression, and I don't have ink stains around the outer part of the rubber that might hit my paper. So the next thing I need to do is I need to preview my selections. So you can probably see these lights on the laser. And what that's doing is telling me right now, if I didn't do anything, this is where my laser would actually attempt to engrave. But I am going to bring it down a little bit, because by bringing it down, that'll make the framing surface get smaller and smaller the closer it gets to where I want it to do what it's going to do. So now that I have it where I think I want it, I am just going to lower this. And you can't see this, but I can see it. And I can tell that I can make my stamp just a little bit bigger, because once the shield comes down, it'll be hard for you to see what's going on, but you will see that laser moving back and forth. So now that I have everything set the way that I want it, I am going to quit the preview, and I am going to hit laser engraving. Then it will come up and tell me exactly what I have selected. I've selected 5 passes at 100% power, going as deep as 19. So I am going to confirm, and then the laser is going to start working. And once the laser starts working, you can probably see it moving back and forth, back and forth. I'm not looking at it because it's not a good idea to look at the laser, even though you have this protective shield. I should have gotten my protective eyewear. I will go out and get that if I want to come back and check on this. So up here in the corner, you can see that it's telling me the progression of what it is I'm doing. Right now it's on pass number 1 of 5, and it's only completed 1% of that. So the larger your image, the more time it's going to take naturally. The deeper you want to go, the more time it's going to take. So I'm going to step away and just let the laser do its thing, then I'll come back and we'll finish. All right, y'all, so it is done. This creates a lot of dust when you're using rubber. So I am just going to get some of that dust up with a wet paper towel. You see that? That is the dust that was generated when the laser was doing its thing. And now I'm going to take a dry paper towel and just go in there and clean this. So I am going to switch to my overhead camera so that you guys can get a close look at this. All right, so I'm zooming in because I definitely want you to be able to see this, and you can see the impression that's on there. It is nice and deep. So I am just going to go in and make sure I get all of that dust out, because you want a nice clean impression. So I'm just going in there and getting that dust. So then I'm going to take my scissors and I am just going to cut around the edges. So here is the stamp. I don't know if you can see how deep the impression is, but y'all, it is nice and deep. So what I'm going to do is I have an old block, and I'm just going to put it on the old block. I had some wood blocks, but I think I used them all. So I need to order some more. This is actually a Dollar Tree item that I'm using here, this block. So let's grab a piece of paper. I'm going to grab my ink and let's see. And y'all, let's see if we can get an impression. All right, y'all, so what I did was I went in and I cleaned up a lot of the excess rubber that was there so that I could eliminate the possibility of some of the rubber on the side picking up the ink. And I also flipped it over because I noticed that I had some raised areas, so I want this to be as flat as possible. Now, ordinarily, I would not be using this. I would actually use a block that I had, but I don't have any more of those, so we're going to use this. So I have grabbed a piece of paper. Going to bring in my ink. My ink pad, I think, is a little bit dry, but I'm going to try to get a good impression. And we might not have the most ink on here, but I think we'll have enough so that you can see my stamp. And so there, Posh Paper Lady, I created my own rubber stamp using my Laser Pecker 2. I'll be able to do so much custom work with this. Y'all, I'll be able to create so many rubber stamps of some of the crazy things that I might say on the channel. I'll even be able to create a Be the Reason Someone Smiles Today stamp, a So Stinking Cute stamp. The possibilities are endless, but you saw how easy it was. It actually took about 15 minutes total for this stamp to complete because of how deep I went with my impression. And you do want to go deep with that impression. So I did go nice and deep on this, and it gives me a nice, clean impression. I just need to moisten my ink pad so that there's more ink that will grab onto the stamp. But you can see how nice and clean my stamped image is. So all I did was cut out around it to make it as clean as possible. So I really just wanted to share with you how easy it is for me to create my own custom stamps using the Laser Pecker 2. Now, I'm not saying rush out and buy a laser just so that you can make rubber stamps. I'm sharing the stamp making process with you because I wanted to make stamps and I thought you might enjoy watching how I do it. By no means am I saying to anyone, go out and invest in a laser. If you have an interest in the laser pecker, I will have it linked in my description box below, along with a discount code. But that is not to say go buy a laser. That's simply saying if you're interested, go out to Laser Pecker. They have a lot of different lasers. You might find that this one isn't the one for you, but another one on their site might be. Or you might just be curious about the laser process and you want to go out and check out their website. Totally up to you, y'all. I'm not trying to pressure anyone into doing anything, but I did want you to see this awesome rubber stamp I created using my Laser Pecker 2. So as always, my friends, y'all please be safe, be kind, be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.